Hey guys, welcome back to Mo's Game Table. Today we're going to take a look inside Revolution Road from Compass Games. It is a game designed by John Paniski and Bill Morgul, and it is essentially two games in one. You get two different area movement games from Boston and Concord and Bunker Hill. What really attracted me to this one was, aside from the fact that it's about the Revolution, it is also a game really for 1 to 2 players. You can either play head-to-head against somebody or against the AI bots that are provided in the game, and that I thought was worthy of checking out. So let's take a look at the back of the box. It says, in April and June of 1775, 2 events occurred that marked the point of no return between Britain and her New England colonies. On April 19th of that year, a running battle took place along the road between Boston and Concord, involving British soldiers and colonial revolutionaries. In the days following, the British force in Boston found itself under siege by thousands of newly formed revolutionary militia. On June 17th, the British and revolutionaries clashed again in the epic pitched battle of Bunker Hill, just across the Charles River from Boston. Serious blood had now been shed by both sides. These were no longer acts of civil disobedience like throwing taxed tea into a harbor. This was civil war. The march down Revolution Road had begun for the American revolutionaries. It would be 8 long years before the march would end with American independence. Revolution Road provides 2 games that encompass both historical events from Boston and Concord and Bunker Hill. Each game provides a simple approach to gaming concepts while providing a goodly dose of historical background. And here we've got a sample of both maps on the back of the box, as well as the counters that are in the game. It says playing time is 2 to 3 hours, complexity is 4 out of 10, solitaire rating is high, and the playing piece you get 228 counters and 22 cards, and 2 22 by 34-inch maps. So that's what you get in the box. Now let's take a look for ourselves what we get inside. We've got our cards, our dice, neat little Compass Games catalog, and then we've got our manual for Bunker Hill, manual for Boston and Concord, and then we've got player aid cards for Bunker Hill, our AI bots and everything. We'll come back to that in a moment. And we've got our counter sheet. Good look at the counters for the British and the Americans here. Well, pre-Americans, they were patriots, I guess you would say, the colonies. And then we've got our 2 maps. So let's put this stuff aside so we can open up these maps and you guys can get a look at those. So here is from Boston to Concord map first. Be careful here not to tear this. These paper maps I always have to be careful with because I can be fumble fingers and tear it without even putting too much effort into it. But that is a look at the Boston to Concord map. As I said, it's area movement, and it looks like it has everything you need on the map. You've got your turn track up there, you got your victory points here, gather and alert markers, list of player actions, and then place to place your cards, and reserve actions and actions down here in the bottom right corner. And then we've got the other map here. I'll put this one out. This is the Bunker Hill map. This is really pretty looking. I love the detail on it. Nice different tones of the green here, not just a flat green, but nice different tones here for that, and also the hills themselves, and different areas of the cities, or the towns, I should say. And you've got your list of player actions up there. You've got your muster box, your turn track, ammo and morale, victory points, and your card locations here, and then the actions you can take in the game. And take a look at these cards. Look pretty basic. Just spots for the, I would assume these are operations points for the British and the Americans that can be taken in the game. That's my assumption here. I could be totally wrong. I have not looked at the rule book yet, but that is the cards. And now we'll get to the player aid cards here. We've got here Bunker Hill explains the steps on how to conduct an assault, and on the back it has determining victory in Bunker Hill. And then you've got Bunker Hill action summary, and then how to do the bombard action, and gives you the breakdown of the image of Bunker Hill and how I would assume how these all work here. Then you have your solitaire bot for the British, and then for the Patriot. So you can play as either side, like I was talking about before, you can play either side against an AI bot. And then here it says how to conduct a battle. You got some little pieces of paper here, you keep flying out. How to conduct a battle for Boston and Concord, and then on the back it has the determining the victory, just like it had on the other one. And then your action summary, all the different actions can be taken, and looks pretty straightforward with cases called out to them, so that way you can look them up in the rulebook. And then you have your solitaire bot for the British and the Patriot, which, as I said, was a big, interesting point for me. I was really curious to see how well the bot plays. And then we've got our Bunker Hill manual. Love that cover. It's just a beautiful cover. Love that picture. I've seen it. Everyone's seen it in their history books, and really adds nice flavor to this game. So the rules start off on page 2 and they finish on page 15. Nice color manual with illustrated examples of play. Or I should say illustrated examples. You have all your counters here, how to do your movements, assaults, cannonades, bombardments, reorganizing, rally, sniping, land troops, and then how to handle your battles. You've got retreat, your line of sight, morale, Patriot ammunition, Patriot panic, and Patriot demoralization. And then how to determine victory, and then a little bit of optional rules. You've only got three optional rules here at the bottom of page 15, and then it breaks down your scenarios here, and then solitaire rules as well. And the different scenarios for solitaire, as well as for the British, as well as for the Patriots. There's your counter sheet manifest, and then the cards as well. And that is the back of that manual. Now we go to Boston to Concord, and yeah, the infamous Paul Revere and the Midnight Ride. So these rules go from page 2 to page 19 with another page of optional rules, some scenarios, and then designer's notes after that. So both of these rules, rule books seem to be no more than 17 pages, which is great. Makes it easier to digest and get right on the table playing. Has all of your information about your different counters, different units in the game, the turn sequence breakdown, and player actions. Call to arms, plan, gather intelligence, hinder actions, how to conduct combat, retreat before combat units that have not moved, retreat before combat for moved units. So you can do what the Patriots did best against the British, which was show up and then run away a lot of times. That was the smartest thing they could do. They were facing one of the strongest militaries on the planet at the time, the British Empire, and discretion is a better part of valor, as the saying goes. Designer notes and credits here at the back of the book, and then that is the back of the manual from Boston and Concord. But that is a look inside Revolution Road from Compass Games. If you're interested in Revolutionary War, and if you're like me, you were looking for something that also had a solitaire bot, this is a game to give a look at. And I hope this helps you decide whether you'd like to pick up a copy or not. If you have any comments or questions, post them down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.